AITA for refusing to pay for my daughter's wedding after learning her fiance bullied my son.
Ooh.
I, 50M, have 2 kids. My daughter, 25F, who's getting married next year, and my son, 23M, who came out as gay in high school. Son had a really rough time. He was bullied relentlessly, and it took a toll on his mental health. He's doing much better now, but those years left scars. Last month, daughter introduced us to her fiance, 27M. I recognize immediately as one of the kids who made my son's life hell. When I quietly brought it up to my son later, he confirmed, but told me not to make a big deal about it because he's quote unquote moved on. Here's the thing, I haven't.
Okay.
Turn up, Mom.
I can't
Or
stand
Dad.
the thought of helping pay for a wedding to someone who tormented my son. I told my daughter this, and she said her fiance has changed and regrets his actions. She asked me to let it go for her sake. I said I'm happy for her, but that I can't, in good conscience, fund the wedding. Now daughter's furious and claims I'm punishing her for something she had no part in. My wife thinks I should reconsider, but I feel like funding this wedding would betray my son.
So it's the dad.
Yeah.
Or they're lesbians.
Or they're lesbian.
My son is
Lesbians
staying
are
neutral and says he doesn't want to be the reason for family drama, but I can tell it's making him uncomfortable. Daughter says I'm ruining her big day.
All right.
AITA.
Can you really tell it's making him uncomfortable, or are you just uncomfortable? I feel like
What a thing to attach to.
Didn't the son say, like, I've moved on, leave it alone? So what do
Yeah.
you mean you can tell he's uncomfortable? I feel like maybe you're just like acting like
And he might just be uncomfortable at the situation as a whole because it's like, ugh, I had
I'd be
a
uncomfortable
bully,
too, yeah.
and now the bully's like my brother-in-law. It's weird, but I don't know. I think it's kind of on the new potential brother-in-law, to be like to come in and kind of try to make amends with the fam.
yeah.
Be
I
like,
agree with that.
The son-in-law to OP, yeah.
Yes,
the
yeah.
fiance, yeah.
It's got to be
Yes.
addressed in some way for sure.
yeah, and like, sorry, I used to bully you.
I think so. I think this is a really weird approach, though, for dad.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
be like,
I'm not gonna pay for
what
the
am I going to
wedding.
do about this? I ain't going to pay. That's what you're going to do. I
Yeah.
ain't paying shit.
Also, I'm confused on like the timelines of they're engaged, they're getting married, but the dad met
Just met him.
That's
Is that what they
true.
were saying?
Yeah, it's not
It seems
adding up
kinda like
really.
it.
It seems kind of insane. But
Or is he saying like I met him and I've been holding a grudge all this time and now they're engaged?
yeah, I honestly think a lot of people were calling this fake. But I like the pattern, the fact pattern of it is interesting to me because it's like, what do we enable? What do we expect?
Yeah, and as a sister,
Yeah, that too.
I would never. I mean, you would have to.
So what kind of person were you in high school? I beat the shit out of your brother.
Yeah,
Like constantly?
like
For no reason.
date's over. Like,
Yeah.
what are we talking about?
Yeah. I mean, people do change. I think I
Right.
wasn't a very nice kid in high school.
You were a bully?
Yeah, I was bullied. I think I was bullied.
Were
I
you
was
cool?
I was like middle class, I bullied the people
There was
below
a
me.
balance.
Upper class bullied me.
Bully you, yeah.
It goes both ways.
There's enough bullying to go around.
I didn't bully anyone
always.
for being gay, though. I don't remember doing that. I called straight people gay. That I did. It was a different time, people. It's not okay.
How do you know maybe they were closeted? Maybe they were gay.
Touche.
What were we talking about?
Well, I think to me why this is
people
interesting
change.
is, people do
Yeah,
change,
that's
but
true.
like I do think, I think, just playing it as it lays, even though I do find it a little weird. He's like, I recognize him right as they're asking for the money. Like, what? I think the dad should step up and be like, look, I think that the right move, just assuming it had played out more logically, would be to go to the daughter and say like, hey, like, are you aware of what happened?
Yeah.
Talk it out. And then, like this person needs to be held accountable.
Yeah,
I don't think this is a buried under the rug thing.
Yeah.
no,
But also it is kind of on him to step up. I'm kind of with that too.
the brother
Totally.
or the
The
son-in-law.
fiance. Husband.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fiance. Yeah.
That needs to do something.
He should step up. And yeah, maybe to your point, it's not about I'm not going to pay for the wedding, but it is like maybe something a little less extreme.
Well, I think that's kind of toxic. And I was thinking about that,
Yeah.
if that might be a form of enabling. Because when you enable, you punish people who should not be punished. right? So like this guy did something toxic. Granted, he was young, but it's still he's still accountable for it. He should still apologize.
Yeah.
It's not that it doesn't need to be a fucking, you know, we're not gonna like fucking kill him. He just needs to be like, hey, yeah, I messed up and I was homophobic and I was insecure myself or whatever, you know. I wasn't 5'8", so I had problems with my height and I was insecure.
And now I want to marry your sister.
Now I want to marry your sister, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I said. I'm sorry I put your head in the toilet or whatever.
And it sounds like the brother would be like, cool, thanks.
Exactly.
And that would be it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't sound like it's like that big of a deal.
That's true.
So
I think, but I do think it is kind of, I actually do think he would be the asshole for doing it that way.
The dad?
Yeah, for just being like, funds withdrawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Like, solve the problem.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true. That's just...
Because, yeah, you also just don't want that there. Like, this person is marrying your daughter. So, like, you want to have a somewhat clean slate here, you know?
That's true. It's a weird way to go about it. Because then what? They're going to, like, elope, and then y'all aren't invited, or, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still going to get married.
They're still going to get married, I guess.
You might as well solve the root issue, and then you can have a nice wedding.
Root issue, yeah.
It's wild. Lavender writes, you met your daughter's fiance for the first time after they got engaged. What's the rush to get married? If her fiance truly changed, then he should be making amends to his future brother-in-law.
Right.
Exactly.
There we go.
YTA writes, Mr. Steve, son said he moved on. Daughter had nothing to do with it, but now is aware of the situation and spoke to her partner. Kids do dumb shit. Some kids do worse dumb shit. If you as a parent who truly cared, you should have done something in the past rather than punish him as an adult or bring your daughter into it.
No.
Do something in the past. What does that mean?
I guess he's saying before it got this far. I mean, I kind of do agree with that. It's like, I don't think this is a bring it up at the wedding.
But it doesn't seem to me like they've been in contact. It's like
That's
your
what I'm
son
saying.
gets
I'm still
bullied in high school.
Yeah, I
and then
mean,
you run into them
yeah.
years later and they're like being introduced as you as a boyfriend. It's
The
like,
timelines aren't timelining at all.
No,
in
the
any way
timelines are
whatsoever.
not timelining. Well, perfectly put. This is fake as fuck, but I do think it's interesting. And I think that, you know, people, I don't agree with that. I mean, like, I think people are accountable for what they did, period. I mean, like, God, even to something that you did as a little child, you know, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry.
Right.
You know, even if it was something I did when I was 10 years old, I'd be like, oh, well, yeah, I was 10 years old, but I am sorry. That was me.
Yeah.
You know, I was a moron.
Who else?
Who else
can take accountability?
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah, you take accountability just because there's nobody else to do it. I like that. You know,
Somebody's got to do
somebody's got to do it. You know, it's like
We're gonna have
we live, we
closure.
grow, we learn. But
Yeah.
like that was you. You know, to some extent, or like your body.
Yeah.
You know, how much I identify with my 10-year-old self, a little munchkin.
Just bullying people.
Yeah. Yeah. ATA for refusing to pay for my daughter's wedding after learning her fiance bullied my son. I honestly am at like everyone sucks here. I think this would actually
I
be
agree.
shitty.
Yeah.
I forgot about that
That's
option.
true. Yeah,
I agree.
me too. That's
Everyone
true.
does suck there
Everyone
for sure.
sucks here.
Everyone except the gay brother.
Yeah. Once again, gay people just showing us how to do it.
Crushing it. Guys, please rate, review, subscribe. Join me on Patreon. Every episode ad-free, 200 plus bonus episodes. Lots of good juice on there. Come on, join. Only $5 a month. That's reasonable, right?
Yeah, and you can see my Ariana Grande beef.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Hell
right,
yeah.
right.
It's good. Good little beef.
$5 nothing.
Pluto be beefing.